Are there already comments on this? It's craziness. Fat grip. Yes, there will be fat grips. Oh, man. All right, I'll give it a second to get started here. Something new for me. Doing this like at-home live video. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Fielding the personal training questions. I'm gonna wait a second to let people join here. See how the YouTube's doing. Hey, thank you for joining on Instagram. Appreciate the support. Oh, we got somebody on YouTube. Yes. Hope the audio's good. Honestly, I have no idea because got a new mic, so we shall see. Hey, we got 2 people on the tube. Thanks for joining. Questions about the fat grips. Yes, I will field the questions about the fat grips. Roger, thank you for joining on YouTube. Don't worry, we're diving into the questions. I just want to wait a second because it takes a little bit to like for the algorithm to get it out there. So don't worry. Brio, what's up? The single bicep for Brio. Thanks for joining, Brian. You joined right at the beginning this time. How's the audio for you there, Brio? Is it decent? Instagram, we're holding steady. Instagram doesn't tell me as much. It's interesting. I don't know why that is, but I think the YouTube one is superior. So anyway, today we're crushing a bunch of coffee and then also doing a Q&A. Had a couple questions. I didn't put the thing out there. Hey, Anna, what is going on? Thanks for joining. I put the Q&A post out there. Oh, drop the like, please, everybody. That really, really helps at the beginning. I don't know if it helps on Instagram or not, but on YouTube it does. Hey, we got 5 people. What is up? I gotta wait a second. I don't want to jump into it too quick because then I'll be answering somebody's question and they're not here yet, you know? Gotta caffeinate. That is crucial. Hey, we got 1 like. Thanks, YouTube. So yeah, we got a couple good questions. A couple questions about. Hey, thanks for joining on Instagram. I'm on a lean bulk. Hey, Roderick, that's awesome. Good to hear. Yeah, got to shave sometimes. Procrastinating. Yeah, I mean the beard. It's like, you know, it still takes maintenance, right? I've never actually done the full beard. But it's yeah. Oh, 5 likes. Thank you, Roger. Super cool. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I guess we could start with that, like the bulk versus the leaning. I mean, that's a super common question that you know, I'll get from people like, well, should I bulk? Should I lean out? I mean, a lot of it is dependent on the person and like where they're at. But I think you could benefit hugely from just doing a solid bulk, assuming your body fat is low enough. Like if you're at, you know, 30 or 40% body fat, then, you know, it might not be the best option. But far as like muscle gain, strength progress can be absolutely huge. So yeah, definitely a big fan of that. So I'll get into the first question that I got here from somebody. Oh, hey, we got one. How important is diet when I'm on a lean bulk? I would say absolutely huge, because you don't want any crappy calories. I mean, you want, basically with a lean bulk, the idea is you want just enough to progress a little bit each week. With a full-on bulk, I don't care what the calories are coming from. You're just eating whatever. You know, when I was doing the hard bulk at the beginning, I was like a year and a half ago now, I was eating like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Pop-Tarts, chocolate milk, like pretty much anything to get quick calories. And it works great. It's just you add a decent amount of body fat too, which was fine for me because I was on the lower end as far as body fat, so it wasn't a big deal. But you know, for you, it may depend. You know, if you're already at higher body fat, then okay, you know, maybe you want to you know, do more of a lean bulk as opposed to just a full bulk. I think it's good to pick a direction. You know, like either trying to push the leaning out or push the bulking. Right? Be clear. I don't know what's going on here with John, but thanks for joining. How many days do I exercise? So I do every day, actually. And I worked up to that. I did not start with that initially. I started with like 3 to 4 days a week, and that's typically the route you want to go. Like, you don't want to go so extreme that you can't sustain it. I mean, that's a lot of the issue with like the New Year's resolution people that are starting. Is like they pick a non-sustainable. John, thank you for supporting. I don't typically block people on the YouTube. But yeah, it's like, they hit the ground running like super, super hard. They're trying to absolutely crush it, which is awesome. And they just can't sustain. Thanks for joining, John. They pick a routine that's like not sustainable, and that's my whole approach with the programs that I've created and like what I follow. Even though it's every day, it's still like an hour, a sustainable amount of movements, right? So picking something you can sustain for a long period of time, absolutely huge. 5-hour energy shots 15 minutes before a workout. Yeah, I think 5-hour energy has like 250 milligrams, something like that. So it's not like an absurd. It might be a little more. I can't remember. I think it's a pretty decent amount, but probably has less weird ingredients than some of the pre-workouts out there, honestly. All right. So question from Pit Picks. Is it better to have upper lower body workout days or specific like arms, back, chest for each day? Depends on how many days you can work out. So like if you can only work out 3 days per week, then I would say do a upper day, do a lower day, and then have like a arms and a core or something like that, if you can work out, again, that's why I'm a fan of working out more days per week. If you can work out every day per week, then great. Now you can do something like what I do, which is chest and triceps, then back and biceps. Oh, we got the like. Hey, double biceps for whoever that was. Thank you very much. The like really helps. So depends on how many days per week you can do. The more you can do, it gives you more options. The less you're doing, you've got less options. I do, question from Anna, how many days per week do you do your chest? I do chest Mondays, and then I also do it on, hey, thanks for joining on Instagram. I also do, we're fielding people's personal training questions. Can't talk today. Twice per week for chest. What does the negative of the rep mean? If I had to give an example of that, so if I'm doing a bench press, I press up strong, and then I go 1, 2, 3 on the way down. That's going to be your negative or your eccentric. Basically, that's what people mean when they say, control the negative. It's typically like 2 to 3 seconds. It is a good thing to do because it avoids like slamming into your chest or slamming down at the bottom of a squat. Jude, thank you for joining. So it's a good approach in general. I think people can go kind of crazy with it. Like I've done some programs where it's like 5-second eccentric, 2-second pause at the bottom, 3 seconds pressing on the way up. It's like, I can't sustain this. Like you just lose interest. Anna, yes, thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the natural bodybuilding. I know people have their opinions and whatnot, but I think it's the way to go for many reasons. William, what about giving your central nervous system a rest? I think at the beginning, yes. Like when you're first starting out, absolutely. I think the central nervous system needs, good recovery. But what I've found with slowly adding in more days per week is that you can adapt to quite a bit. And I think about like in-season athletes, like people that are wrestling, they're wrestling and they're lifting. Assuming you sleep and eat enough and program appropriately, I think you would be fine. It just takes a while to adapt. You wouldn't be able to go from 3 days per week to 7 days per week. Your central nervous system would just be, crushed. So those are the thoughts there, What are your hobbies besides fitness? I like driving RC cars, big fan of that. I've got a couple of those, kind of built up a collection over time. Hanging out with my son is absolutely top hobby, and he is a big fan of the RC cars too. I was going to ask the same thing. I've heard 4 to 5 days a week was the most beneficial. Yeah, I mean, same answer. I mean, for most people, is it going to be sustainable to do 7 days per week? Probably not, but that is due to, the fact that most people like go out on the weekends, they aren't sleeping, they're, dehydrating with things that aren't helping them grow, it's totally sustainable to work out every day. It's just making sure that you're handling the recovery aspect of it, and that's where the somewhere in 3 to 5 days per week. Hey, Mikey, thanks for joining. Somewhere in the 3 to 5 days per week is going to be the best for most people because that's what they can recover from. As a natural, you have to get closer to failure. You have to work harder. You have to really be more on point with those things because you don't have anything that's going to be growing you on the side, right? What's your hobby? I am from Connecticut. Let's see. Yes, Mikey, I'm on the YouTube too, but I just figured I'd throw the Instagram on too. Fine if you only do hard, 30 minutes, one body part, 5 consecutive days, rest, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, hey, thank you for the 11th like, by the way, much appreciated. We'll hit the single bicep for whoever that was. Thank you for joining, Janet. Top 3 supplements for a 22-year-old landscaper for bodybuilding. Gabby, thanks for joining. Top 3 supplements. Honestly, I would say for a landscaper, probably hydration stuff because you're going to be putting in so much work. Like for you, I feel like just more calories because the landscapers that I know just have trouble gaining weight and sustaining muscle when they're in season, so to speak. So I would steer you towards like less caffeine, more hydration based. You're already working so much during the day. Like you don't want to be taking in a ton of caffeine and like burning your body out even more. Don't feel disappointed. Gabby, thank you for joining. Gabby, how about if we get to 100 likes? Let's make it a tough challenge today. I'm up for it. Hold me to it. We're at 12 so far. Don't feel disappointed seeing your growth slow in comparison to those around. Yeah, that's a really good point. Like social media is tough. It makes us feel like we're all smaller, weaker, less financially well off. But then you go to like a gym, and if you're like 180 and in good shape, you're going to be on the top end. Gabby doesn't have faith that we can get to 100 likes. Oh boy. Yeah, you're probably right, Gabby. Hey, I always appreciate the support though, Gabby. No pressure. Let's see. Just important. Sleep is for working out. I've always heard 8 to 9 is the best, but I rarely find myself sleeping that much while working out. I mean, yeah, sometimes if you work out late in the day, it can be hard to go to sleep, or if you're just in a routine, waking up early. I might not have enough. Yeah, we'll see about that, Gabby. We're sitting at 12 likes right now. Anybody that hasn't liked the video, please drop a like, but no pressure at all. Steroids versus natty is like the rabbit and the hare. Right. It's like full steam ahead, hit maximum size and then don't sustain it. I mean, I've known people that have used enhancements and most of the time they kind of fall out of routine and either stop training altogether or they go back to natural or they have some kind of story about how they're on TRT and like they're not using that much. Whatever, like the consistency is just not there from what I've seen. Janet, not working out today. Well, we are, but not on video. Trying something different. These days, influencers say they are natural and they totally look like on enhancements. Yeah, I mean, it is hard to tell. Like, there's a lot of big natural lifters out there. I mean, who knows? Like, we don't really know, I suppose. But there are a lot of GVS is probably a great example of like a really big, like I think he's 6 foot. He's like 230 or something like that, almost 19-inch arms. I mean, big person. And as far as I know, completely natural. Gabby, yes. Yeah, this tungsten carbide has dropped it nice. But it, like, I'm not supposed to wear it when I'm lifting. Anna, let's see. I missed a couple questions here. Since I eat more, I became stronger. I do 35 reps of 25-pound dumbbells. Nice, big, natural lifter. I have not done my workout. I won't be doing the live workout today. This will be the live, trying something different, What is considered being natty is like taking pre before. No, pre-workout's not considered an enhancement, unless it has something sketchy in it. I mean, there was a period of time where there were a bunch of sketchy things in pre-workout, so who knows? Maybe we're all non-natty without knowing it. The Anderson, thank you very much. Lexi, thanks for joining. I used to wear rings when I started lifting, and I kind of learned the hard way not to lift. Yeah, like it won't. I forget what it is. I think it's. I don't know. It's something about like. I don't know, like if my hand were to swell up because of something, you know. Lexi, you got to get that YouTube channel going. We're waiting. No pressure. I'm just kidding. Mountain Man, tips for skinny guys to build a big bench. Some of it has to do with arm length. It may just be one of those lifts that takes a little longer for you. You know, if you're like a taller, skinny guy, just adding body weight for myself helped a lot because then there's more here, you know, so you literally don't have to go down as far. Can make a really big difference. And just training it. Like I like deadlift more than, you know, bench press. At least I used to. Now I like them kind of all the same. But if you're always like avoiding the stuff that you don't like training, it's never going to get any better. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of focus in on those things that you're not as good at. Jack 3D. Yeah, Jack 3D, they changed the formula quite. Oh, 18 likes. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate that, everybody. I know the lighting's not as good down here, but we do what we can, you know. Yeah, Jack 3D. Craze was another one that had some very sketchy stuff in it. Oh, you like the salt lamp we got going here for the ambiance? It's actually salt on it. Interesting. Yeah, so we had some sketchy pre-workouts there. For me, it wasn't the swelling; it bent the ring. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, they do have. I don't know if it's like a latex ring or something like that. Some kind of like soft material. I did do a bodybuilding contest. Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was when I was 19, 20. I think it was when I was 20. It was the INBF, International Natural. Hey, look jacked in any light. Hey, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean it's not the worst possible, but you know it's not crazy. Oh, we got somebody on Instagram. I know I don't typically go live on Instagram. Big Rig, thanks for joining. We're answering personal training questions. Feel free to fire anything over the text there. Yes, it's been 86 years. Yes, natural. I think somebody already asked that. Yeah, I think it's the way to go. It's been 87. I think it was 87 years if I remember the Titanic meme there. Ooh, 19 likes. Typically, I would do the weigh-in at 20, but we don't have the scale nearby. I think I might have like one bodybuilding picture from that show. It was a long time ago. Was that 10 years ago? Yikes. How old am I now? 32? Yeah, that was a little while ago. Wow. It was fun. I mean, would I recommend? Oh, 20 likes. Yes. There we go. Would I recommend somebody to do it? Like, absolutely not. Unless they really just want to and want to have the experience. I mean, as far as muscle building, you're, water, sugar, you know, keeping it super clean. I didn't do like a ridiculous water cut beforehand because I was already pretty lean in general, so I didn't have to lose a ton of body fat. 21 likes. Oh, Gabby, only what is it? 79 to go. Oh, Gabby. Thanks, Gabby. I appreciate that. Gabby is helping to grow the channel. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know if we'll 20. Yeah, we might get to 100. Who knows? Have you met any Mr. Olympia? I met Jay Cutler. Hold on, I missed the question there. Yeah, I met Jay Cutler. He was a big person. Shirtless pics. We'll see about that. Thank you for the likes, though, everybody. Really appreciate that. Really helps the algorithm. Chinese weightlifter physique can be attained naturally. Yeah, I mean, I would like to think that there are natural people doing. Hey, thanks for joining on Instagram. I'd like to think that there are natural people doing, you know, weightlifting, but I know Clarence Kennedy's put out a couple of videos about that. Like, I don't want to delve too much into that because I don't remember the video too well, but you know, basically saying like it's hard to really verify with drug testing and things like that. I want to meet Chris Bumstead. Yeah, I like Chris Bumstead. He has good YouTube content. Do you think it's good to start a work? Oh, I missed the 21's question on biceps. Yeah, I think that'd be good as a burnout just to absolutely toast the biceps, but I wouldn't make it my main movement because it'd be kind of hard to track progress with something like that. Good to start a workout with tricep press downs. Yeah, I would say so because it would just help warm up the elbows, and get that like stretch, squeeze at the bottom, just to get some blood flowing. I know Solik is a big fan of that. He just does a bunch of curls, a bunch of tricep press downs. Question from Roderick. Patrick, I used to be 300 pounds, but now I'm 195. I don't really know. I mean, I know skin does tighten up over time. It just might take longer than somebody wants. You know what I mean? Like it might be one of those things where it'll get there eventually, but it could be done quicker if you get the tummy tuck. But I don't know. A doctor, like a skin doctor, probably be a better person to ask about that. But skin does go back to normal. It's just how long does it take, right? Working out helps a lot 'cause it tightens everything. Usually 5'9". Yeah, I mean, being shorter, even though obviously most people, want to be taller. Even tall people say they want to be taller, but it's. I feel like if you're on the shorter side, you're less likely to get hurt by deadlifts, squats, bench press because there's less range of motion. Chris lat spread. Can we see your lat spread? I don't know if you'd even be able to see it here, but that's something, right? Best tricep exercise. Well, I'm a home gym lifter, so let me get some coffee in here. I would say that I'm more a fan of, honestly, like from the side, like that's where you're gonna see the latissimus. A dedicated arm day. Yeah, 100% fan of that. When you can do it. I'm still trying to find a way to do it. And thank you, Angry Vet. Hey, thank you for joining. Incredible natural physique. Thank you very much, Anderson. Appreciate that. Togi has admitted to not being natty. I'm almost 100% sure on that. The shirtless lat spread. Yeah, the lighting's not good enough for that. Sorry. Although if you scroll back far enough, I think I actually did a shirtless back reveal. It was a while ago now, though. It was probably like 6 months. We've gotten bigger since then. How much do I weigh? I think I'm right now probably like 205, 206. Possibly a little heavier, though, because we had some pancakes today. We had a bunch of burgers. Like, it was a good food day. Sam Solik split seemed kind of good. Yeah, I kind of liked his. I got some inspiration, absolutely, from Brandon. You're here at the beginning, Brandon. You're good. Don't even worry. Yeah, like his. He did chest and tries. I think back in. Yeah, he had something. He had something similar. Like I kind of took some ideas from him. But he does. He works out every day. Also, the 220-pound bulk. Oh, wing scapula. Hang on. So wing scapula. A lot of stability stuff, like putting a ball on the wall and trying to draw the letters, stuff like that, where you're just activating everything in the back, and then just trying to plant, the shoulder blades, can make a big difference. We're doing. Hey, thanks for joining on Instagram. We are doing Q&A questions for personal trainer, mostly on YouTube. 220-pound bulk. Hey, thank you for all the likes, everybody. Appreciate that. 220. Honestly, that was my initial goal, was to get to 220, which I think we will get to it eventually. Treat myself to cheat meals. Yes, definitely cheat meals in moderation. You got to keep the mental sanity. Like if you're going so lean that you can't sustain it, then what good is that if you're just going to backtrack and gain weight anyway? It's good to have those things like, all right, on Fridays, I have a cheat meal, whatever, something like that, or cheat breakfast on Sunday, right? Let's see, 6 foot, 280. Hey, that's awesome. Heavy lifting is the way. Scapula pull-ups, yeah, dead hangs, like arms overhead where you're just holding on the bar, can be good. Sometimes it can hurt the shoulders though. What is your age? Age is 32. Goal for the next 5 years in fitness. For myself, I want to be a little more moderate with some of the lower body stuff. Like I love to push all the way to the absolute limit, and I found on certain exercises that that's just not as sustainable. So I have a more moderate strategy that I'm implementing now. The channel members are seeing the regression there with, or the progression with those squats and deadlifts again. But I'd like to knock out in 5 years, I'd like to knock out a 700-pound deadlift, 500-pound squat with a pause all the way to the ground, and 365 bench should absolutely happen in the next 5 years. Broderick. Let's see. I got to swell these arms up before spring. Yeah, now's the time. Like getting ready. I'm going to hydrate here. Like start working on your physique now. We got plenty of time before summer. You know, don't wait until June 1st and then try and make ridiculous gains. My Friday cheat meal is a white monster. Has anyone seen the memes about the white monster and Shane from The Walking Dead? I don't know what the deal is with it, but there's some pretty funny memes on the Instagram. Chris should play for another Mr. Olympia. I don't think he's going to. I'm pretty sure he's done. Oh, yeah, sorry. Here's your coffee. Ooh, RJ, thanks for joining. 23 likes. Hey, appreciate that, everybody. Yeah, this is the Grumpy Toast Mug coffee. It's not bad. Let's see. The bulk expedited. Hey, Gabby, appreciate that. Yeah, the bulk expedited, one of the programs I made. I tagged one of them to the, I think I can tag the other one. Here, I'll tag the other one. Ooh, can I tag another? Here, all right, I'll tag it so you can see it on there. And we're back. All right, sorry about that. It's like a 5-day per week program. Thanks, Gabby. I'm a big fan of it though. It was kind of how I started out training, and then I added a 6th day, added a 7th day. Let's see. Best exercise for building deadlift strength. Deadlifts, 100%. But aside from that, kind of funny, they did a tier list. It was Mitchell Hooper. Yeah, I think it was Mitchell Hooper did like a tier list for deadlifts, and I don't think this was on there, but just a farmer carry. I saw some really good gains in my deadlift when I was pairing with farmer carry, like doing them both at the same time. Just because it's a little easier to pick up weight from the farmer carry position because you're up a little higher to start. And then surprisingly, it's actually not that bad walking with it. I mean, it took me a little while to get used to it, over time. Hey, thanks for joining on Instagram. But yeah, farmer carry is 100%. What's your 1 rep max on high incline shoulder press? The high incline shoulder press. Yeah, I titled the high incline bench because somebody kept saying that's not even a shoulder press, because it's as high as my shoulder press thing goes. On shoulder press, I think I did 185 for 3 or 4 standing. Have I begun to train my son yet? No, the little guy is only 2, so no lifting for him yet. What to do if you're skinny fat at 14? Well, that's tough because you're under 18, so I can't give you advice on that one. You'd have to talk to your parents. Some gyms won't even let you lift unless you're over, I think it's 16, and you have to have a note from your parents. But when I was 14, I was doing a lot of push-ups, a lot of sit-ups, a lot of like hill climbs. Hey, thanks for joining, everybody. Anybody that hasn't liked the video yet, please consider dropping a like. No pressure at all, but it does help the video grow. Plus, I got to get to 100 likes. Otherwise, Gabby's going to retract the membership gift. All right, I missed a couple here. Oh, I missed a bunch. Okay, sorry. Romanian deadlift helps increase the conventional deadlift. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Could I start my bulk tomorrow? Would a 3-month bulk be adequate? Yeah, I mean, again, depends on where you're at. For myself, when I started bulking, I just enjoyed the gains so much that I continued longer than I planned. I planned to only do 3 or 4 months. Then I did it for like 8 months or something like that because I just kept seeing gains. So depends on how far you get, depends on the body fat. Like if your body fat stays under 20%, you could continue the bulk as long as you want, as long as you stay under that mark. Certain people are comfortable getting to different levels, Is volume the key, or partial lifts with blocks, or what? So George, thanks for joining. Not sure what's going on there. Partial lifts. Yeah, like volume with deadlift, I never really saw a huge change, honestly. Like I saw the best gains when I just had one set all out, but I might be changing that just to go a little easier on the deadlift. But, I think you could have maybe 3 weeks where you go pretty intense effort, and then maybe 1 week where you're going like 70% effort on deadlift, something like that. Doing a lot of sets on deadlift, I felt like it just tired me out, and didn't really get me that much in the way of progress. That's why in the program, the bulk or the bulk expedited, it's like 1 set of deadlifts, 1 to 2, something like that. George, thanks for joining. Artificial specs. Oh, like yeah, I have to give them a try. I don't have any, sadly. Holy Basil. Oh, I got your thought you dropped that question from before. I think I already answered it though. Gripper programming progression. I actually got the 250 here. Hey, thank you for the like, by the way, whoever that was. Basically, with the grippers, I'm trying to like close and hold for as long as I can, up to 10 seconds. Once I can close and hold for 10 seconds, then I progress to the next. I'm still stuck at the 250 right now. See if we can get it here. Should have done a warm-up or two. Sorry about that. Hope the audio's still okay. Yeah, so we're pretty close on the 250, but I would say doing it every day, your grip recovers pretty quick as long as you're not doing too many sets. I don't think that's possible. Oh, no, I don't think it is, yeah. John Cena is natty. Can't comment on that. You'd have to ask him. Gun, what up? What's your favorite? All right, I'm missing some questions here. All right, so George here is gone because he said something not nice about Gabby, and that's not cool, so he gone. 1 set of deadlift is enough if you go hard. Yeah, totally agree with that. Other movements, not as much, just because they're not full body, but deadlift is like full body. Basically everything gets used, even the chest, gets tensed up a little bit. So as long as you're actually going hard and able to maintain form, it's just the challenge comes with those last couple reps. Are you maintaining form, or are you allowing form breakdown and letting your spine and lower back do too much of the work? That's where you can kind of run into trouble. That's where, I would run into trouble. I am tip Arnold Schwarzenegger. Thanks for joining. Beef is my favorite gun, especially because I just got sick from chicken. Tips of getting strong with bench press, train it twice a week. That's my recommendation. Anna, what's your job? I am a personal trainer. Some people don't have time to get to the gym. Oh, sorry, Gabby. Yeah, I mean, nah, I didn't like his attitude towards you, Gabby, so he was done. Any specific exercise you advise somebody who's coming back to work out after a year off? Yeah, start with light stuff and then start with stuff that you're familiar with. That's always what I do when I get a new client. I ask them what they've done before, and then we start there. Even though they're kind of expecting like all these different, 26 likes. They're kind of expecting all these different exercises, but you want to go with the stuff that you're familiar with, just so you can build some confidence too, because if you're coming back after a long time period off, you just want to get some momentum going, start feeling good, see some results, because the motivation is kind of a fickle thing. If you have a bad couple of weeks, it's easy to lose motivation. If you have a good couple of weeks, that could keep you going for a long time. So go with stuff and progress from there. How long do I work out every day? Usually about an hour and 10, hour and 20. I've been pushing it a little more lately. All these people, obvious steroid users are natty. Yeah, we're in kind of a weird, period of time here. Natty to steroids, 1.6. I mean, they have some pretty good 1.6 turbos, but yes, 6-liter V8, like the Pontiac GTO 2000 eras. Martin, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You look like a simple family-oriented guy. Yeah, I mean, I love my family. I love my family time. That's huge to me. as you get older, time becomes one of those things. It's like you're always trying to just move through things quick when you're younger, and then as you get older, you're starting to look for ways to like slow down and do more time, do more family time, especially when the little ones show up. Oh, by the way, we're having a second kid. I was going to do a post about that at some point in time, but now's as good a time as any. Here's a good one. How did you get into personal training? Because I tried applying to like 10 different gyms. Ooh, that's kind of tough. Interestingly, yeah, gyms are kind of weird about that. I don't know. I had a little trouble at the beginning too, because you're like not known. Hey, thank you everybody. Appreciate that. Sometimes it's best to like find some family and friends that you can start with and almost like train for like a very cheap price and kind of build up a little bit of a repertoire, and then they can recommend people. Ricardo, thanks for the support. Oh, what car do I have? Now we have just Gabby. Thanks, Gabby. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, and it's another boy too. So we're gonna have two little pals. Yeah, we have a RAV4 now. We did have some pretty. I had two other cars actually. We had some pretty cool cars, but that was something like with the little guy around, where I'd be like working on the cars or driving the cars. Just didn't make sense time wise. Thanks for all the congratulations, everybody. Yeah, we're super, super excited. At some point in June, secondary will be arriving. But yeah, so the car is super fun, but it's also like you're driving fast when you have fast cars, and it's like, okay, if something happens to me, who's going to be around to take care of the little one and the family, two future gym bros. Yes. Little Patrick on camera, maybe eventually. He's on the, I don't know if he's not on my Instagram. He's on my wife's Instagram. Kind of a funny thing with like the little guy, like you can't ask him if he's okay being on social media. You know what I mean? So that's why I've never put his face on. I put him pushing the Jeep and walking around. Oh, Stilton, I have your question. Let me knock that question out, Stilton, because I wrote down your question. You dropped a comment on the post. Stilton asked, do I have a preference for protein or supplements? I don't use any now. Leon, thank you so much. Appreciate the support and the positivity. But now I would go with like something that has as little ingredients as possible, basically. Like Transparent Labs, I've heard is good. There's a pretty good brand from Costco, Orgain, I think it's called. GK, thanks for joining. Let me get some coffee in here. So yeah, something with minimal ingredients, 100%. I would go with Stilton. I was going to answer that question, but I just saw you join. So, hey, thanks for joining on Instagram. Most of the people on YouTube here, but appreciate you supporting. Yeah, the family is growing. GK, Pat the Mooch. The BMI, I don't even know what the BMI is. BMI is such a weird, like it's just your height over your weight. It doesn't tell you anything. It's like a very easy way to figure out roughly if somebody's in shape, assuming they don't really work out. But other than that, it's not helpful. Like once you start to work out, it totally throws everything off. Gabby, big shout out to you. Thank you so much for dropping the memberships there. Ralph, what's up? It's been a long time. We're doing a YouTube, Instagram live here. Thank you, Gabby. Appreciate that. How much creatine? Oh, hold on. We missed the one from Arnold Schwarzenegger here. So, Ralph, what's up? Top 10 favorite bodybuilders of all time. I would put Arnold at the top, just because such an innovator, like back in the day. He led the charge for so much of what is now like basic fitness stuff. He was just the pioneer there. It was crazy. And he popularized fitness. Definitely Ronnie Coleman, because he kind of showed a lot of people how to lift. I don't know. There's a bunch of others though, like Jay Cutler, great lifter. Oh, I missed some questions here. Peace out, Gabby, if you already left. What does the process look like to acquire a trainer card? Thank you for all the likes, by the way, everybody. Appreciate that. We're climbing. Depends on where you go. Like I recommend going with a more accredited certification like the NSCA or NASM, something. Oh, 31 likes. Yes. Appreciate that. Because, you know, eventually, like, depending on where you work, they're going to want to see a good certification. Like where I work, you have to have a certification and you have to have gone to school for it. So I went to school for exercise science. So they're looking for both of those certifications. 34 likes. Yes. I don't think we're going to get to the 100, but maybe we'll see. So yeah, go with a good accredited one. Don't go with a cheap one because it's just not worth it later on. Because there's a lot out there that are like $10, $20, but they're not really going to hold up at certain gyms. People aren't going to know what they are. They're going to have more questions like, what does it mean? What did you learn? So just go with a good one. NSCA, ACSM, and then NASM are good ones. Chandu, thank you for joining. Do you think it's okay to go all the way down on chin-ups, complete dead, or active hang? Question from Angelo. I would say go all the way down, full pause, full stop at the bottom. You know, like stretch, start at the top, or start at the bottom, power on the way up. Good stretch, and almost let your shoulders would be protract, I guess. 100%. If your shoulders are okay with it, your shoulders might not be okay with it, so it might not be the move for you. You know, you have to test it out. A good way to test it out would be on like a assisted pull-up machine, so you don't have a huge amount of stress, or like with a band, something like that. Looking to build more muscle in my back. And then the seal row, if you've been watching the videos, 40 likes. Yes, thank you. Appreciate that. The seal row where you have a bench elevated. They probably have a better setup at some gyms, but I'm at the home gym, so I just got to do what I can. But if you elevate the bench and then you're lying flat on it and then you're rowing, gives you a lot of support in the lower back, keeps the lower back feeling good. Let's see. I'm from Delhi. Hey, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, so those two, absolutely. And then, of course, fat grip pull-ups are great if you have the strength for it, 100%. Any kind of pull downs. I've seen some really good results with just adding more volume into back day, you know, just more sets of pull-ups, like kind of the exact opposite of what I would do with deadlifts. Like with the deadlifts, you know, one set and then I'm out, and that seemed to lead to the most progress. Pull-ups, rows, chin-ups, just more volume seemed to lead to good success. You can build the same muscle from 8x3 versus doing 3x8. No, I think you're better off with the 3x, like if you're talking about using the same weight, I think you're better off absolutely with the 3x8, you know, because you're going to be closer to failure if you're using the same weight, right? If you're doing the 8x3, it's going to be such an easy amount of weight. Even at the end, you're not going to be tired, you know. Hey, 45 likes. Appreciate that. Question from Billy Comfort. Favorite muscle group to train? I really like training calves just because it's like a mental battle sometimes at the end. You know, it's a lot of fun though. I don't know. I like all of them. Like every lift I'm excited about. And I know that's kind of a cop-out answer, like, oh, well, you know, you're just saying that. But I really do. I mean, at one point in time, I used to be less interested in certain movements. Like I didn't like bench press as much or whatever. But now, you know, I've grown to like bench press a little more. So whatever you put time into and whatever you focus more on, you're going to enjoy more. So just, you know, crush all of them and you'll enjoy all of them. I definitely would get a little more fired up for like a heavy deadlift, heavy squat, heavy carries, because it takes that like extra gear, mental energy to get it done. Whereas with, you know, like shoulder press, I mean, yeah, you can still get a little fired up, but it doesn't take as much adrenaline, you know. Ralph, thank you for joining. Hope things are well. Peace. Let's see. Axle bar, need to sleep. How much do I bench? 345 has been the PR, but we are looking to break that at some point soon. We're almost at 50 likes. Thank you very much, everybody. We never hit 50 likes this early. Hey, drop a like, please, if you haven't already. Chandu, thank you for joining. Appreciate that. Big shout out to you and your family. Yes, it'll be the same weight. Yeah, I mean, like if you're trying to work on something where you're just trying to build the form, I would say that makes a lot of sense. But if you're trying to like push to the limit, like especially as a natural lifter, I mean, you have to be working hard, getting close to failure. If you're super, super far away from failure, if the goal is to just dial in the form, okay, that makes sense. But if the goal is to build, I would say no. You got to be closer to the limit. You know. The Jamps, thank you so much. Appreciate you joining the channel. 49 likes. Let's go. Typically, like even in an hour, I'm not at 50 likes. So this is big. Thanks everybody. Let me field a because we got a let me field this question here that David LUM3398 dropped on the community post. He was asking, is that a custom shed that I built, or sorry, is it a custom shed that I built, or did I buy it somewhere? So I wanted to build it myself because I thought it would be super cool, but then I thought, okay, it's probably going to take me, 4 weeks at least to build. Like it's going to take a good amount of time, and that's all time. I know we hit the 50. Yes, appreciate that, everybody. Let's go. I think 100 is a big ask for today, but that would be the PR because we've gotten 99 before. So yeah, the shed that you see, when you watch the videos we bought at a place nearby, they delivered it, they did the foundation. It was expensive, absolutely, but it was much more time effective. The construction's good. I built things before. I built a greenhouse, but still, like, to build something that significant, was I confident I could do it and do it quickly? When you have to build something and get it done in a time frame, that's not optimal when you're new. If I was going to build something for the first time ever, I'd want to have unlimited time so that I could correct things and, basically not have to rush into using it, if that makes sense. Let's see. Hey, 165 bench at 17. That is a big bench. I was not benching 165 at 17. I'm pretty sure I was doing just the Smith machine, actually. Took me a while to figure out I should start doing some like regular barbell. Hey, Lenny, thanks for joining. Yeah, I would say that's very good for 17, especially if it's like good form, nice and controlled, not that just like, boom, power back up, like no pause, no control at all. I mean, that's good stuff. Hey, 53 likes. Let's go. Really appreciate the support, everybody. This is cool. A little bit different style of a video for me. 405 soon. Yes. How can I gain lean muscle and lose fat? Hey, that's what everybody wants to do. Tough question. To do both at the same time. Not saying it's not possible. Is it more difficult than either choosing, okay, do I lean out or do I bulk? I used to be of the mindset that I should just always be basically lean bulking, or slowly trying to increase my muscle and maintaining my body fat. And it's totally doable, but in my opinion, it's a lot slower progression with strength and with hitting like PRs on stuff. I think, pick one direction and go with it. Like, all right, I'm gonna do an intentional bulk until I get to this body fat or this body weight. Or leaning out, I'm gonna do an intentional bulk or intentional cutting, leaning out, getting shredded, whatever, until I get to 190. Yeah, exactly. When you're trying to lean out, 100%. But when you're trying to get big, Baki, doing those things, not going to help the strength gains. It's going to kind of plateau all your strength gains. So it's, a choice of direction. If I have to gain lean muscle, how can I design my diet? That's, another tough one there. That's why I don't really do too much as far as diet plans for people, because everybody has their preferences with food. So when somebody says like, oh, I want a diet plan, I usually tell them, use an app, like use MyFitnessPal or something like that, where you can just track all your food so you can see. It's huge. Like tracking your food is absolutely massive. If you're not tracking your food, not tracking your workouts, your progress is going to be quite slow compared to somebody that is tracking. All right, so I got a question here from, this is train to failure, hit your protein, be in maintenance calories consumption. Yeah, again, you can definitely do that. It's just, in my opinion, slower than doing like an intentional bulk where you're putting in a surplus of calories. You're always going to grow faster when you're in a surplus versus a maintenance level. So it just depends on the goals. Is the main goal gain as much strength, get as big as possible? Okay, probably want to be bulking. Is it I'm okay with moderate results and I want to concentrate on staying lean while getting strong, okay, then maybe you go the other route where you're doing like the lean, gain. It's just slower. Um, so, question from MP Lifts 1111 asked, is there any one thing or a few things in particular that keep you consistent in the gym? Find myself getting super gung ho for 6 to 8 months, and then I fall off the wagon and lose progress. This happens to a lot of people, especially it's not 6 to 8 months, but like this time period, because the new year, everyone's fired up. I gotta get some coffee here. People are thinking about fitness more right now. So people hit the ground running. Yeah. Oh no, totally makes sense, Baki. I just always like to make sure people know, like, in my opinion, there's a clear difference between the lean bulk, staying steady, or um, like what direction do you want to go, basically. So yeah, that like burst of motivation for a certain period of time, like how do you maintain that? How do you continue on? Picking sustainable routines. Again, I like lifting every day. That's not sustainable for most people. Totally understand that. Picking something sustainable, because for some people, having an off day, that builds motivation for the next day. So having that day where you just chill out, you rest, and then you're already like, all right, I rested on Friday. Now on Saturday, I'm going to absolutely crush back and biceps. That can help people quite a bit. Tracking the progress, absolutely, because then you can look back and say, okay, this is what I did last time. I've got some goals for today. Having those specific goals are very, very helpful so that you know where you're going, what direction you're going. Hey, Dirty Bulk supporter. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it now that I've done it. So tracking definitely makes a big difference. And then just intentionally changing things up sometimes. I do that with a lot of lifts. Like, I switch up. That's why I'm like writing new routines for myself and for other people. Say, okay, we're going to change from this exercise to this exercise, or we're going to restructure your accessories at the end of the movement, or we're going to add in more of a pause. Just things to make it slightly different. You don't want to always be changing your exercises, because then you're not going to make any progress. But having some slight changes here and there can be a good thing. Back you. I don't want to feel. Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing. Like, I think your body will tell you with the dirty bulk, how have you gone too far, basically, and is it time to flip the switch? I definitely hit that point. I started at 187 and went all the way up to 215.4, 215.6, and that was a big muscle gain. So or big weight gain, some muscle, obviously, but a big amount of weight. And when I hit that 215, I was just kind of like, all right, feels like it's time to go back on the cut. And same thing with a cut. I've leaned out, and then I've gotten to the point where I'm like, all right, I'm tired of eating lean. Let's, start pushing some big numbers, makes you not want to eat. Yeah, definitely. I got that feeling too. Baki would agree. Like, I was just, all right, full, like not hungry, but still eating. That's how you know you're bulking appropriately, Question from Churrotron. Churros. I have a belly, but everything else looks good. Do I have to be on a low calorie deficit? It's a preference thing. A good thing to do is get your body fat checked so you know exactly where you're at, because people hold weight in different areas. Some people hold weight more in the stomach. Some people hold it more, lower body. What do you recommend for people with horrible schedules, being on call 24/7, working all different hours? Ooh, that's tough. I mean, having some home gym equipment, I'm pretty sure blue collar, I'm pretty sure you've got some stuff at home. So like, that's what I would do if I was in that position. And then trying to pick exercises that don't take an absurd amount of time to warm up. Like, I would go with carries over deadlifts, because I never felt like carries need as much warm up as deadlifts do. So picking movements that I could like jump in and out of really quick, if I was running short on time. Lots of pull-ups. I can always jump right into pull-ups and get a good workout in. But yeah, probably just the home gym, I would say. And maybe, on whatever off days you have, maybe make those days a bigger workout day, right? Where you're just doing like all your upper body stuff and consuming a huge amount of calories. Maybe when you're on call, you just make the focus eating a lot of food and getting ready for the day where you're not on call, that kind of thing. 215 is crazy. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was crazy for me. I mean, never been that heavy, you know, and I definitely will get there again. But yeah, that was huge for me. Ripped piano, you were looking huge. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're getting there. I should hit my gripper again. Ooh, this is the 300. We're not doing the 300. Yeah, absolutely, blue collar. Totally understand that. I mean, I work with some people that have very challenging schedules, and I just say, hey, whatever days you do have a sustainable like routine, or you know you're going to be home, you know, try and make those your bigger workout day. 75 kg. Yeah. Backy spot on. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're similar. Both big movements. I'm a fan of both. Absolutely. I had another question here, but it was on the other piece of paper. But yeah, you know, going with stuff that I cannot do the 300-pound gripper. No. Is this the 300? Yeah. No, the 300. I think my left hand is barely moving. Yeah, no, we're not. 250, we're just about closed. Hands all sweaty. No, we're not there yet. All right. Any more questions from anybody? I think I have one or two more from Instagram. I forget what the one from Instagram was. I think I had one about like the origins of. This is a low jest gripper. I was planning to get the Iron Mind official grippers, but actually, if you click the link on my YouTube channel, there's an Amazon link. I think I put a big, huge list together of all the stuff that I have in my gym. So it should be right on there if you click that link on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way, everybody. Like, comment, and subscribe. Always got to say it. Did I train anything today? I did some push-ups today. I did some calf raises. Did some those sissy squats for the quads. And then some bench press later. Typically Fridays is bench press, chest and triceps day. Arm wrestling rotation roller. Oh, yes. Yes, that's definitely something I want to get. Thank you for supporting the channel, by the way. Lexi, thanks for rejoining. No worries at all. I myself have struggled from the poor internet when doing these live videos, but today we're inside, so it's all good. Oh, thanks for joining on Instagram. We're doing personal trainer answers any questions you have. Doing the Instagram thing at the same time using my other phone. Blue collar. Yeah, I know. It was like 1 week they were available because I was looking for a long time to try and find one. And they popped up. They were like $50. And I was like, well, these aren't going to hold up on anything. But I said, well, I'll try them because Amazon's pretty chill about letting you return stuff. And I've tried up to 300 pounds on each and no issues at all. So they're super solid. And they're from Logest too. So maybe they're available on Logest's website, Logest, not sure. Hey, can we get to 60 likes? We're at 59, so close. Yeah, big fan of those. I mean, at some point in time, like if we ever get consistently over 300, then maybe I would go with a different style, but like they've held up. So there's no sense in replacing them yet because they've been fine. I got the back support going here. I can knock out some dips. Oh, that's on Monday there, so I don't want to toast them. Never tried this Instagram live thing before. I don't think I go on Instagram enough to gain any traction there. I typically put all the time and effort into the YouTube. Yeah, other gym equipment I got recently that I recommend. I do like the axle bar that I got recently. Eventually for doing like overhead press stuff, you know, either push press or like axle clean and continental press, you know, and moving it up. And then definitely deadlift too, training equipment. Yeah, 100%. Always focusing on getting more stuff. Always looking on Facebook to see what's available. Some point in time, an Atlas Stone would be sick, but Not really in any rush on that one because there is a place nearby, Lightning Fitness, that has all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if they have a Thomas Inch dumbbell, but they have any kind of strongman thing that you could need. So I don't really need to get like sandbags or anything like that. If I was going to do a contest, everything I need to train would be right there. Yeah. What was the other? Something else from Instagram. I think it was a question about like bicep training versus genetics. I wish I had a picture, I think I posted once or twice. I posted pictures of myself when I was like 13, 14, and plan on doing any grip competitions. I don't really know anything about grip competitions or like where they would be. I mean, I know like the Rolling Thunder obviously would be part of it. I would love to. Like that would be super, super fun. I guess I'm just not confident my grip is like where it needs to be yet. Like I feel like lifting the Thomas Inch would be a good mark to know that I've gotten like close to where I need to be to do like a grip contest. But I could have like an unrealistic expectation. Arm lifting USA. All right, I'll check it out. There's probably something close to me because there's a lot of good powerlifting strongman gyms around here. Yeah, but the person from Instagram was asking about like bicep genetics, size, and peak. I mean, a lot of like what your arm looks like definitely has to do with genetics, length, forearm size, shoulder, clavicles, like that X frame, the shoulders going down to the quads. So you can definitely build your arms up, but I mean, that's why you see like some bodybuilders like Arnold, prime example, like his bicep peak is just absolutely absurd. And obviously a very big arm, but there are people with bigger arms too, and his arms look better. So some of that just genetics, the shape of the arm, some of that you can't change. But that's not one of those things that I feel like is worth focusing on because you can't change your genetics in any way. So all right, we'll do another couple questions here, and then yeah, next week we'll do the normal chest and tricep day. Knock out some big bench press. This is pretty sweet though. I like a cool different style of video. Absolutely. What are your quad size? Quad size last time I measured 27. Are squats better in the long run? I am a fan of front squat for the long run. I've built up my squats here and there, but a little more risk on the lower back I've found with regular squats. Front squats, I've never gotten hurt on. So I always start people with goblet squat or front squat. Question from Ali, straighten out the neck here. How'd you become a personal trainer? So I went to Springfield College, and then I got my certification in my third year at NSCA, and I did exercise science undergrad, and then I did a minor in business, and I also did MBA too. Yeah, it's a great field. Some things I wish people kind of enforced a little bit from the beginning is typically there's no health insurance provided, no 401k, like you're kind of on your own for all those things. So you really got to stick with it for a bit. You can't base your like, am I going to do this forever based on the first year or two? Because it takes a while to get things going. So if you're going to go for it, like if you already have another job, keep that other job while you build up clients. Absolutely crucial. Because then you can slowly kind of transfer where the bulk of your income comes from as you get more clients. A great job though. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Just important things to know, before you jump into it. Any tips for equestrians, aka people who ride horses? Just search the other live. Probably building up those adductors, right? Or the abductors, like the inner thigh muscle, and then like a lot of core strength, keeping the trapezius, strong, like so you can keep that posture. That would probably be my best guess there. you know. But yeah, definitely a lot of quad strength for sure, because you're holding on to the horse with the legs basically. Yeah, I have no idea what the Instagram and YouTube live life is like. The only other lives I've watched, it's from Rogue. Rogue usually has some pretty good live videos. Like they'll do like the Rogue Invitational, the Arnold Classic, you know, stuff like that. Let's do another like five, 6 questions, and then we'll probably round out the live video here though. This is sick though. Thanks everybody for joining. I should have tried this earlier on, but is there a website where personal trainers have to promote yourself? No, unfortunately, I mean, there probably is stuff like that, but the best stuff is going to be like interpersonal relationships, like a friend refers a friend, a family member refers a friend, that kind of thing. Advertising online, I mean, you will get, you know, people absolutely, but, you know, it'll never beat the recommendation of somebody saying, thank you for joining. Peace. It'll never beat somebody's personal recommendation. Like for me saying, hey, I worked with Patrick, had good results. You know, that's gotten me most of my clients. Difference in hitting the calves. Yes, I like using the belt a lot more. No pressure on the lower back. Easier to set up, start, and get going. You know, the bar obviously could hold more weight, so that's nice. But then again, that's more pressure on your lower back. If you've already done a full squat and farmer carry day or something like that, your lower back is just going to be toasted anyway. What is up, Carl? Ali, charge by the hour. Yeah. If you're at a gym where they do like the billing and stuff for you, that's nice, because then you don't have to worry about that aspect of it. And then there's kind of like a step in between. Ooh, 60 likes. Yes. Thank you. Appreciate that. So that's kind of nice. You don't have to worry about it. But a lot of gyms will take a good chunk of money. So you want to find a gym where, you know, they're going to respect the balance. Hey, thank you, Carl. You know, like the first gym I worked at, it was, you got like a fourth of what was charged for the client. So it just wasn't sustainable. SG, no problem at all. Yeah, big fan of training the calves though. All right, let's do a couple more questions here, and then on to probably get some calories for myself, and then maybe do some bench press. Not used to sitting like this. Would you do PT or be a strength conditioning coach down the road? I like the one-on-one. I mean, I've done a couple of my internships. Both my internships actually were like group setting, and that is fun for sure, but it's a little harder to keep the focus when you're working with like 8 to 10 people, you know, on strength and conditioning stuff. I did some coaching of like college hockey athletes, or within that time period where they're kind of waiting to go into like the big leagues for hockey. And it is fun because you're working with like focused athletes that'll do literally anything you tell them to do. So the motivation is absolutely peaked. But I like the one-on-one, but that's just for myself. We're doing barbell, yes. Yeah, no dumbbells. Sick if you coach strongman. Yeah, like coaching one person for strongman. I feel like I'd have to do a contest absolutely first to coach, you know, that successfully. Although I have coached people for powerlifting meets successfully, and haven't done any powerlifting meets, so not necessarily. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, by the way, anybody that joined, if you haven't subscribed. Coffee's out. Ali, pro fighter, need a good job to support it, potentially as backup. Do you think personal training is good? I mean, as a pro fighter, like you're going to be getting a ton of clients. So just from like a marketing perspective, 100%. Yeah. It's going to be epic. Hold on. I'm just going to close this out. All right. Just going to close that. So yeah, it's a great job. But you're not, you know, you don't start personal training for a high level of income. I mean, some people get there, but in most cases, not so much. Like it's more of a livable wage once you get enough people. And then you do it for the flexible hours too. I mean, that's a big thing. It took me 5 or 6 years to get to that point where I could create my own schedule, but eventually you can get to the point where your schedule is full enough and you could say, okay, I'm going to work these days, kind of like hairdressers do. Like they'll do like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then that's it. You know, I'm not saying that's what I do, but like that's the concept, is that you can create your own schedule eventually. It just takes time, because if you don't have an overflow of clients, you can't limit yourself. You just have to work whenever they want you to work, you know, like super early in the morning, super late at night. You know, that's what I did at the beginning. Lots of being at the gym at 5 a.m., staying at the gym until 7:30. You know, now I don't do that anymore. But that's just based on getting to the point where you have enough clients and there's enough flexibility in their schedules, you know. 2-a-days, not yet, maybe eventually. I like the idea of it, having like an arm day on like chest and tricep day, but I haven't put all the pieces together yet. 60 likes. Hey, yeah, anyone out there that hasn't liked the video yet, drop that like. We're just gonna do another couple questions and then that'll be it probably. Certification. So I have the gotta stretch the neck here. I have the NSCA, CPT, and then I have the exercise science degree from Springfield. That's it. What about if you start by personal training for a business if possible, and at some point do it all yourself? Yeah, you can definitely do that. I mean, if you can find a gym that's going to give you 40 hours a week and provide your health insurance and those things, I mean, that's invaluable. It's just most gyms won't do that because they won't have enough clients. You are a doctor. I guess I could call myself an exercise scientist because I have an exercise science degree, but no, I'm not a doctor. Yeah, again, it's a great career, but you just got to be slow and patient at the beginning. I had a lot of friends that went through and did the same degree with me, and none of them personal train now. No, not an IFBB pro. So I've just seen a lot of people burn out, you know, but I'm like, maybe they just didn't like it that much to begin with, you know. Well, I have the master's in business. No, I'm not. School's out for me. Pain and Gain, Dr. Fitness. There was recently some kind of mini scandal about somebody claiming they were a doctor. Oh man. Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, I try to be consistent. This week I've done a bunch of different things, just to kind of shake up the content. Hey, for anybody watching, did everybody see the Larry Wheels video? Is there any chance everybody on here could drop a like on that video? That would be crazy, because that would skyrocket that video. It was the video I posted from yesterday. It was like a video review. That would be huge. If nobody minds doing that, I hate to ask for likes, but I see everybody else doing it in videos. I'm like, maybe I should probably be like asking people for likes. That was a super fun video to do. Yes, thank you. Appreciate that. It was a cool video to do. I want to do more like it, but yes, Arnold, let's go. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate that. Yeah. Larry Wheels, I think he moved to Dubai and then moved to LA, something like that. No, seriously, much appreciated though. A like and even a comment if you don't mind. Say anything, you know. Give it a thumbs down. No, please don't give it a thumbs down. Sound like Sam Sulek. Oh yeah, I'll check it after the video. I really appreciate that, though, everybody. The like and the comment go a long way on the algo. We're closing in on the 5,000 subscribers, but you know, it's a journey. All right, let's do 3 more questions and then we'll jump off. Thanks so much, everybody, though. I really appreciate it. It's been an awesome journey. Like, the best thing about this whole YouTube journey is just the people that I've met and the conversations and the engagement with people. Obviously, growing the channel has been awesome, but I've met so many people and just grown my own fitness circle, you know, of like other people I know that are you know, like-minded and have similar goals, and just very, very cool. 63 likes. Let's go. All right. Yeah. So we'll do, let's knock out 3 more questions and then we'll probably jump off and go get some calories in. That's so plugged in. Hey, do you like the salt lamp? Oh, I'm hiding it. This is the ambiance here. Cluster set's a good way to get better at fat grip pull-ups. Honestly, I would train fat grip pull-ups the same way I would train any other movement. making sure I get good rest, you know, making sure I'm pushing the intensity, use chalk, track the progress. As long as you do that, you should see some good gains. But I could see what you're saying about doing, like, say you can only do 6 reps, you do 6 reps, then you wait, you do one more, then you do one more, then you do one more. You could do that like on the last set, to really burn out. Can you tell me how I lose fat? My weight is consistent. It's not changed, even though I'm getting more muscular. If you're getting more muscular and staying the same weight, then you are losing fat already. So keep doing what you're doing. How do you promote yourself or your business as a personal trainer? You can do it on Instagram. You can do it on YouTube. Best bet, though, is among your circle of friends and family to start. Work with some people that are looking for a trainer and, build up a good relationship with them, get them some progress, and then they will tell other people, and then those people will work with you, and then eventually those people will tell other people. Any kind of advertising cannot beat the person-to-person relationship or somebody else's success story, just from what I've seen. I've done advertising. I've advertised on Facebook, advertised on Instagram. In one of the gyms I work at, advertises for me, and they do very well, but he has a very established relationship and, a lot of support in the online community. So just building up with who you know now and showing some results, and then they will share with other people. All right, let's do, we'll say 2 more questions, and then we'll close out the live video here. Would you compete in those grip competitions as a goal? Yes. Allie, no problem at all. Good luck with the journey. Yeah, absolutely. I think that'll be a good goal. It's not a lower back intensive competition either. As much as I want to do the strongman, I think we will at some point in time. But especially with the secondary on the way now, I don't want to be all snapped up and burnt out. Yeah, I think if there's one nearby and I can figure out what the movements are and train them, absolutely, I think that would be sick. No Snap City. Yeah, it's a delicate balance. Motivation has never been, again, not to toot my own horn, like, I'm always motivated to lift. It's just walking that fine line of how hard can I push without breaking something, but I still need to push hard enough to make progress, All right, so last question here. Let's do top 10 favorite bodybuilders. I would say Arnold as the top, just because I watched so many of his videos early on. And then probably Ronnie Coleman next. Kevin Levrone, absolutely. I do love Larry Wheels' content. I know he's not necessarily a bodybuilder. Hey, thank you so much, Sammy. Stronger grip, stronger life. Agreed. I've seen those studies. Who else am I thinking about here? Oh, Eric Bugenhagen. Absolutely. That's 5. Who else? Clarence Kennedy, not necessarily a bodybuilder, but I think he'd be super cool, super interesting person to meet in the fitness community. Hathor, definitely. Hey, Sammy, that means a lot. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Trying to think who else. Strongman. Brian Shaw, again, not necessarily a bodybuilder, but just fitness community. I think that'd be super cool. 2 more people. Solik, I think Sam Solik would be a super cool person to meet. Just seems very chill, down to earth. Last person, married to Kevin Levrone. Maybe we'll just leave it at 9. Honestly, I can't think of anybody else right now that would absolutely want to meet. But yeah, that's it for the live video. Appreciate everyone joining in. Appreciate the likes. Like I said, if you didn't like that Thor is a massive person. There's some funny pictures of him next to other people. Like his trainer or his coach, Australian strength coach, is actually 5'11", and not a short person, not gigantic, but he looks like a child when he stands next to Thor. It's super funny. And so people are like, "Oh, how tall are you? Like 5'5"?" He's like, "No, dude, I'm almost 6 foot." It's just Hathor's almost 7 foot. So crazy big. I'll be really excited to see him compete at the Arnold's. That's in a little bit. But yeah, that's it for today. Really appreciate the support, everybody. Please drop a like and a comment on that Larry Wheels video from yesterday. That'll really help the channel. And yeah, we'll be seeing you on tomorrow's video. Not sure what we'll do. We might do the back and biceps, or we might do something different. Maybe another video review. Time will tell. Oof, Lexi, I'm so sorry. Hey, it'll be posted afterwards. It might take a little bit, but it'll show up eventually. Appreciate the support, though. Sorry about the internet. Oh, you should go. I wish I could go. Yeah, too far away for us here. We're in Connecticut. All right, everybody. Till next time, really appreciate the support. And, if you like the way I train, check out the bulk program or the bulk expedited. It's just kind of a consolidated version of, oh, you're not that far away. You're making the trip then. Yeah, I would like to one day. It'd be super cool. Yeah, you're farther away than me. Oh, man. All right, everybody. That is it. Really appreciate each and every one of you. You make the channel possible. And just thank you so much. Angelo, how do you know when to increase weight? Ooh, when you're super comfortable moving the weight and you feel like maybe you could do another rep or two. That's what I would say. All right, Angelo. Lexi, peace. Thanks, everybody. Till next time.